The land known as the Gold Coast held a rich history long before the arrival of Europeans. This region, with its lush landscapes and abundant resources, was a cradle of civilization and culture. It was a place of vibrant kingdoms and diverse cultures, each contributing to a rich tapestry of traditions and social structures. The Ashanti Empire, known for its powerful rulers and skilled artisans, was a dominant force in the region. Their influence extended far beyond their borders, shaping the cultural and economic landscape of the Gold Coast. Trade flourished, with gold, cola nuts, and other goods flowing along established routes. These trade networks connected the Gold Coast to distant lands, fostering a spirit of exchange and mutual prosperity. The people of the Gold Coast possessed strong traditions, beliefs, and a deep connection to their land. Their rituals and ceremonies were expressions of their reverence for nature and their ancestors. They were skilled farmers, fishermen, and traders living in communities governed by their own laws and customs. Their expertise in agriculture and fishing ensured a stable and sustainable way of life. Their stories, passed down through generations, spoke of ancient wisdom, bravery, and a reverence for the natural world. These narratives were not just entertainment, but a means of preserving their history and values. The Ashanti in particular were renowned for their craftsmanship, particularly in weaving kente cloth, a vibrant and intricately patterned fabric. Each pattern and color held specific meanings, telling stories of their heritage and beliefs. Their goldsmiths, too, were highly skilled, crafting exquisite jewelry and ornaments that showcased their mastery over the precious metal. These items were not just adornments, but symbols of status and cultural identity. These traditions were not merely crafts, but expressions of their cultural identity, reflecting their history, beliefs, and social structures. Each piece of art and craft was a testament to their ingenuity and creativity. The stories woven into the kente cloth, the symbols embedded in their gold work, all held deep meaning, connecting them to their ancestors and their land. These artistic expressions were a bridge between the past and the present. It was a society rich in culture and heritage, a testament to the ingenuity and resilience of its people. Their architecture, music, and dance were all reflections of their vibrant cultural life. The arrival of Europeans, however, would irrevocably alter the course of the Gold Coast history. These new arrivals brought with them different values and a hunger for the region's wealth. Drawn by the allure of gold and other riches, they arrived on these shores, bringing with them a new set of desires and ambitions that would clash with the existing order. The dynamics of trade and power began to shift dramatically. The encounter between these two worlds, so different in their values and aspirations, would mark the beginning of a tumultuous period, a struggle for power and dominance that would leave an indelible mark on the land and its people. The conflicts and alliances that ensued reshaped the region's future. The Gold Coast, once a tapestry of independent kingdoms and thriving trade, would become entangled in the web of European colonialism, its fate intertwined with the ambitions of distant empires. The colonial boundaries and structures imposed new realities on the indigenous populations. The echoes of this past, however, would continue to resonate. The memories of pre-colonial glory and the struggles of the colonial era remained alive in the collective consciousness. The spirit of the Ashanti, their resilience and their artistry, would not be easily extinguished. Their leaders and artisans continued to inspire future generations. It would live on in the hearts of the people, a source of strength and inspiration in the face of oppression. The symbols of resistance and the stories of bravery were passed down, fueling the desire for freedom. The fight for freedom, when it finally arrived, would draw upon this deep well of cultural pride and the enduring legacy of a people determined to reclaim their destiny. The struggle for independence was a testament to their unyielding spirit. The journey from the Gold Coast to Ghana is a testament to this enduring spirit, a story of resistance, resilience, and the ultimate triumph of freedom over oppression. It is a narrative that continues to inspire and shape the identity of modern Ghana. The year 1471 marked a significant turning point in the history of the Gold Coast, a moment that would alter the course of the region's future forever. It was the year the Portuguese, a formidable European naval power driven by the relentless quest for gold and new trade routes, first set foot on the shores of this West African region, forever changing its destiny. Their arrival heralded a new era, one marked by the growing influence of Europeans in the region and the gradual erosion of the existing order which had been in place for centuries.
The abundance of gold here is beyond our wildest dreams. This land is truly blessed with riches. We must establish trading posts along this coast to secure our access to these invaluable resources and ensure our dominance in the region.
The Portuguese, initially drawn by the abundance of gold and the promise of immense wealth, established trading posts along the coast, creating a network of fortified positions to protect their interests. Elmina Castle, a formidable structure of stone and mortar, became a symbol of their growing presence and a key point in the burgeoning transatlantic slave trade, which would soon overshadow the gold trade. The trade in gold, though lucrative, was soon overshadowed by a far more sinister commerce, the trade in human beings, which would have devastating consequences for the region. European demand for labor on plantations in the Americas fueled a horrific trade that would see millions of Africans forcibly transported across the Atlantic, enduring unimaginable suffering. The Gold Coast, with its established trading networks and access to the interior, became a major hub in this tragic chapter of human history, facilitating the movement of enslaved people. Families were torn apart, communities shattered as men, women and children were captured or bought and sold into a life of forced labor and unimaginable hardship, their lives forever changed. The impact of the slave trade on the Gold Coast was devastating, leaving a lasting scar on the region and its people. It not only drained the region of its human capital, but also sowed seeds of division and conflict as European powers manipulated local rivalries to their advantage. European powers, eager to secure their access to this valuable human commodity, actively encouraged rivalries between different ethnic groups, further destabilizing the region and weakening resistance to their growing influence, ensuring their dominance. The once thriving trade networks were disrupted, replaced by a system geared towards serving the insatiable demands of the transatlantic slave trade, which prioritized profit over human life. The social fabric of the Gold Coast began to fray as traditional power structures were undermined, replaced by a new order dictated by the brutal realities of the slave trade, which reshaped the region's society. The castles and forts that dotted the coastline, once symbols of European commercial aspirations, became grim reminders of the human cost of their ambitions, standing as silent witnesses to the suffering endured within their walls. Within their walls, countless Africans were held captive, stripped of their dignity and freedom, awaiting the ships that would transport them to a life of toil and misery in a distant land far from their homes and loved ones. The legacy of the slave trade would cast a long shadow over the Gold Coast, a painful reminder of the capacity for human cruelty and the enduring consequences of greed and exploitation, which continue to affect the region to this day. It is a chapter in the region's history that continues to resonate, a stark reminder of the importance of justice, equality, and the fight against all forms of oppression, ensuring that such atrocities are never repeated. The lucrative trade in gold and, tragically, in human lives attracted other European powers to the shores of the Gold Coast, each eager to stake their claim and reap the benefits of this profitable region. The Dutch, the British and the Danes all vied for control of this valuable territory, establishing their own forts and trading posts along the coast, each one a symbol of their ambitions and a foothold in the fierce competition. Competition for resources and dominance in the slave trade led to frequent conflicts and shifting alliances, as each power sought to outmaneuver the others and secure their dominance. The Gold Coast, once a land of relative peace and stability, became a battleground for European ambitions, its people caught in the crossfire of their struggles, their lives forever altered by the relentless pursuit of wealth and power. The Ashanti, however, were not passive observers in this unfolding drama. They were a formidable force with a rich history and a strong sense of identity. Fiercely independent and determined to protect their interests, they resisted European encroachment, engaging in a series of conflicts that demonstrated their military prowess and unwavering resolve. Their resistance was a testament to their strength and determination.
We will not bow to foreign powers. Our spirit and our heritage are too strong to be subdued. Our land, our people, and our traditions are worth fighting for. We will defend them with all our might.
The Anglo-Ashanti Wars, a series of conflicts fought between the Ashanti Empire and the British throughout the 19th century, are a testament to the Ashantis' determination to resist foreign domination. These wars were marked by intense battles and strategic maneuvers. These wars, often brutal and costly for both sides, showcased the Ashantis' sophisticated military tactics and their unwavering commitment to defending their sovereignty. Their resilience in the face of overwhelming odds was remarkable. Despite their bravery and strategic brilliance, the Ashanti faced a formidable foe in the British, who possessed superior weaponry and the resources of a vast empire at their disposal. The British were relentless in their pursuit of control. The annexation of the Ashanti Empire by the British in 1901 marked a turning point in the history of the Gold Coast. It signaled the end of an era and the beginning of a new chapter under colonial rule. It brought an end to the Ashanti's independence and ushered in an era of direct British colonial rule. The Ashanti were now under the control of a foreign power, their autonomy stripped away. The British, now in firm control of the region, set about establishing a colonial administration, imposing their laws, customs, and systems of governance on the indigenous population. This new order disrupted the traditional ways of life. The Gold Coast, once a land of independent kingdoms and vibrant trade, was integrated into the British Empire, its fate now intertwined with the fortunes of a distant colonial power. The region's identity was reshaped by its new rulers. The imposition of British rule had far-reaching consequences for the people of the Gold Coast. It altered their social structures, economies, and cultural practices in profound ways. It led to the erosion of traditional authority structures, the exploitation of the region's resources for the benefit of the colonial power, and the suppression of local customs and beliefs. The impact on the local population was significant and lasting. The introduction of cash crops such as cocoa, while contributing to economic growth, also led to the displacement of local farmers and increased dependence on volatile global markets. This shift had both positive and negative effects on the local economy. Education, though expanded under colonial rule, was often geared towards producing a class of Africans who could serve the needs of the colonial administration, rather than fostering critical thinking or celebrating indigenous knowledge systems. This approach had long-term implications for the region's intellectual development. The seeds of resentment towards colonial rule were sown, laying the groundwork for the rise of nationalist sentiments and the eventual struggle for independence. The desire for self-determination and freedom grew stronger with each passing year, setting the stage for a new era of resistance and change.